Hello guys, tonight we want to check out some new videos that nobody of us should probably watch alone. So, I hope you are in the mood for something mysterious. And on that note, let's buckle up and stay frosty. Alright, now we want to check out the recordings of Tony Frazier, aka Dude My House is Haunted. Curiously enough, I've never heard of him. And the story goes that Tony has been documenting the strange events in his home for a few months now. It seems that at first it was most strange noises around the home and in the front yard. However, the paranormal events have evolved into full-on apparitions. Now, Tony has set up ring cameras around his home to catch these ghosts in the act. And apparently we will be taking a look at a little video diary of his. Let's dive in.
Guys, here's the July 30th activity part 3 I was promising. You can see nothing's changed since the plate moved and the cabinets opened.
There we go. Something opened the cabinet.
Looking for something, I don't know, I don't get it.
Maybe for some plates.
This is crazy, guys. You know, I used to be a huge skeptic, and if you're like me, you know, these videos are entertaining, but I always thought they were fake. And until it happens to you, you know, this has never happened to me in my life, and so I never believed. And now this is happening to me, and I'm getting nervous now.
Well, he's speaking the truth here. I mean, you as a viewer, if you watch that, you might think, ooh, unsettling, but it's not too crazy, right? It's not too scary. It's just stuff falling down, but it's always a different story when it's happening in your own home. And for what I know, it started happening like over and over again. So the interesting part is that he actually did a short follow-up video, and what we are looking at is what supposedly happened straight after we saw the cup falling.
The July 30th activity that happened last year, I wanted to repost it now that I know how to share the security videos with TikTok, because when I started this account I didn't know how, and you can see how I captured the security video with my cell phone and my desktop. But when I reviewed the video, the mist terrified me and I was considering moving. This was well before I caught the shadow in the hallway that's like 7 feet tall.
That sounds pretty intriguing. I have not seen any of that. So, there's supposed to be a mist?
Starting to believe that this is probably Miss Potter, because you'll see how short the mist is and then it moves into the hallway. See? And then it moves back into the hallway and sweeps around the corner. And that reminded me of the video I posted, the hall video that caught the...
That is pretty clear. Did you guys see that? It's like a light gray shape. I can't really fully make out what it was, but that's really interesting. He's talking about a Miss Potter. Look at that. Just appears out of thin air. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. I would assume maybe it was the former owner of the house, maybe the landlord, but this is pretty incredible. Look at that, guys. I love that. Well, how would you explain that? So it appears in the middle of the room, and then it just seems to be leaving into the left room in the back. Wow. That's not a bad one.
I'm having my friend come sage next week, guys, because I got this ring notification tonight. It's been quiet in the house, but apparently I had a visitor, and it says come outside.
Wow, there's a lot of traffic. Oh, look.
You're gonna hear
Did you see that again?
A loud backfire, and then listen close.
Did you hear anything?
It walks off the porch. It but you can see light go back behind it and in through it as it goes across. Look. I don't know what else to do, guys. Stick with me.
Now this is fascinating. I thought at first it might have been the car light, you know, a reflection, because you see a car coming from here, and then this mist appears. But take a closer look. It really looks like somebody is walking up the little path and then up the little steps right into the front door. And then this thing leaves again. Look, it comes from the right, walks down, and then disappears to the left. Although there is another car coming, I don't really know if what we are looking here would make sense to explain it off as just a reflection of the car light. I could be wrong though, and it certainly looks exactly the same like what we have seen in his kitchen manifest. Am I wrong here? Attic door.
Morning, everyone. That was my morning wake-up call. Whatever's living in my attic wants attention in the mornings and is being very aggressive about it.
What was that on the left again? Is that just a reflect? No, look at that, guys. Is that just after the door opened? Okay, that could be the reflection from inside his bedroom.
Whatever's living in my attic wants attention in the mornings and is being very aggressive about it. I wasn't sure what the noise was when it woke me out of a dead sleep. I figured it was probably the attic because it kind of sounded like that, or a broomstick falling, but when I looked at the string on the attic, it was just dead, laying there. It wasn't moving or anything, so I thought, well, maybe it was a broom or something in the living room.
Well, I like Tony already. I mean, look at that pair of pants. Lounge pants. Is it Ghostbusters even? Ah, I mean, the man has style. I would wear those too. I love lounge pants.
And so I looked in the kitchen and the living room, and of course I didn't see anything out of place or anything, so I decided just to go back to bed. But I couldn't sleep. I ended up getting up, and the heart was thumping too much.
I just want to make sure that this actually... Yeah, it appears... I can't say, guys. Do you think it comes from inside his room? It's just a reflection on the left that we see here in the wall. It could be. I mean, it's certainly pretty interesting how this door just... Right? No idea. If there is not just a friend up there, you know, messing with him, I couldn't tell.
A little after 10 o'clock, I'm hearing like whispering or voices going. See? I'm here by myself.
I try not to talk a lot right now. Maybe we hear something. Can you guys see? Like, is that just the video quality? Is there somebody standing in the other room?
That's weird. That looked like somebody was standing right there. Right there. Like that. That looked like a shadow just went...
Did not see the but I see the silhouette, but that could just be like the darkness and the quality of the camera not being good enough.
Yeah, it's going down on the floor. Like it's moving down here on the floor. That's it. God, why does it keep trying to focus?
The light is blocked, I suppose. It's really hard to make anything out. It's...
Yeah, it just keeps going in and out, in and out. I thought I just heard something.
I see a hint of something dark. We heard that. That is...
That's where my wife's ashes are, up there on top of that dresser.
Oh, I did not know that. That his wife has passed. Yes. That was a cat. As a cat owner, I can attest. It's really hard to see anything. We'd have to darken that up. I really don't see what he's seeing. It might really just be... Oh, that's right. Something was blocking the light. I definitely saw that. I mean, it is mysterious. I don't know how to explain that. But I don't see as much as he does, unfortunately. So, what do you guys think? How many points do we give this case? I mean, he caught some really interesting mist apparitions, and then this encounter right in his bedroom, or across from his bedroom. It's quite creepy, that's for sure. I rate this maybe an 8 out of 10 skulls. Do you guys agree with me? Is it a fair rating? Let's go with 8 skulls for this one and see what the other videos can score compared to that, huh? Now we want to take a look at a recording that was uploaded by Kobe Kadak from Indonesia. It appears to have been taken from a security footage in a hospital ward. In the clip we see there's only one man in the room, resting on one of the beds, and although hospitals always have a certain creepy vibe, they do, everything looks relatively normal. But take a look as something mysterious occurs. Now let's see the man. Huh. Wait a minute. Oh, wow. Well, look, I think this thing even throws a shadow. It appears that it's walking super quick and throwing a shadow. My first thought was like, is that just a bug? Is that just a fly? It just appears and just be something more than a bug. I'm really not sure. I mean, it looks like it could be walking super fast, right? And the shadow on the it looks like it's also throwing a shadow on the floor. That's why I don't know. Unfortunate that we don't know more about this particular clip. If there have been more weird sightings, you know, over the past few months, or if that's an isolated incident, a yellow skirt on, or if that's the legs of that thing, and then it just disappears off screen. I'll rate this clip a nice 6. 6 skulls out of 10. Not as creepy as the other one that we have taken a look at, but certainly interesting. We don't know if it was a bug or something paranormal, right? The next one is a little bit more lighthearted, apparently. The story reads: now we will be looking at a photo that was uploaded to Reddit by user Shawty. The uploader wrote about this photo. Her daughter was sitting at the kitchen table eating a snack when she received a notification on her phone from the monitor she set up in her dad's room to keep an eye on him because of his health. The notification was that movement was detected, and she realized it was her mother checking on her dad herself. He passed away not too long after. Maybe she was telling him to come with her. I suppose she already has passed at that point. Now that's unsettling. Let's take a look at the first capture. So apparently that is her, the mom, in her late days. So just that we have some sort of reference. It says in the first photo we see what Freda looked like in life. And now let's take a look at the second shot that was taken off the security camera. Oh wow, that is pretty interesting. Look, she also wearing a necklace, like Freda herself, while she was still among the living? Just a necklace with a little cross. Seems to be the case with that one too. I mean, I can't imagine that they tried to fake that. Maybe they did, but we still see her. Let's assume that is her husband lying right in front of her. That's quite incredible if you think that something like that would be possible, right? As I was saying, a pretty heartwarming story in my book, and it does look pretty amazing actually. Like, you can really make out like a little vest she's wearing, maybe a dress of some sorts, the short hair, the necklace, like where the head is supposed to be. Maybe she was comforting him on his last few days, who knows? I definitely would give that a 9 out of 10, but in terms of creepiness, we leave that as well. Let's give that a 7 skulls out of 10. Not scary at all, we're looking for the scariest ones. Nevertheless, an amazing submission. This next clip comes from Reddit and was uploaded by user Elite Wizard. He wrote that this was taken from the security footage from a private residence just north of Carson City, Nevada. And apparently we can see a man loading up his truck on the bottom left. However, the real action happens behind the large van. According to the uploader, a very strange creature was caught lurking in the darkness that night. Well, let's take a look, guys. Can't wait to see that one. Ah, yes, a good old CCTV recording from the 90s. Looks like it. Oh, what's happening back there? Look, there's something dark appearing. See, in between the shadow of the trees? Take a... What? It looked like an ape or something. And the man does not realize what's going on behind him. That's typical. Well, that was something. Like, look at that. It appears in between the shadow of the trees and then makes a huge leap. I don't think that's happening on the lens of the camera, guys. That is something else. There's something else at play here. It is also sad that the man did not see anything even after that thing seems to be running past his truck. That is really weird. We just don't know what it was. We just don't know where it came from, and we just don't know what it wanted from him. Pretty creepy. Pretty cool. I rate it 7.5 skulls out of 10. I know I'm a little bit more sparse today, but we haven't really had a banger, you know. Pretty interesting though, I like seeing that kind of stuff. It's very curious, I would say. It's time for another recording from the Luck family, which I'm a huge fan of, guys. We already took a look at them last time again, and today's clip reads as follows. By now most of you are probably familiar with the Joshua Luck family, but for those who aren't, Joshua and Marsha Luck are a family who own a convenience store and who have been making short videos and vlogs. However, in the last few months they've unfortunately been plagued with paranormal activity. That's for sure. First it was occurring only at their store. However, it seemed that whatever spirits were haunting them, they have now followed them into their family home, which is basically the same place. I think they have their store right next to it. They've even had multiple shadow figure sightings in their home. That's true. Let's see what they've caught in this most recent video, guys. It was uploaded to Marsha Luck's profile, and apparently something happened while she was in the kitchen.
Acá, pues, el otro pedacito de la cortina. Clarito quise ver que algo que pasó ahí en el cuarto de los niños.
El niña, she says. So she saw a kid, but I mean, we know they have two children on their own too. But
Están colgadas acá en la entrada de la puerta.
I guess they were not home at that point. And she seems startled.
Córrele, 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 se volvió a asomar. Se volvió a asomar, hijo, córrele, por favor.
So we saw it twice, actually. That's quite magnificent. Let's check that out once more. First of all, that thing just ran past.
El otro pedacito de la cortina. Clarito que
And that's
se
when
ve
she
que
noticed it.
pasó. Ahí en el cuarto de los niños.
Right?
Están colgadas acá en la entrada de la
Oh,
puerta.
it's gone.
Sí, por favor, córrele, córrele, hijo.
But there he is again.
Córrele, 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 se volvió a asomar. Se volvió a asomar, hijo, córrele, por favor. Ay, no manches.
Guys, it shows really incredible activity once again of what some say is the spirit of a child, but the interesting thing is that there is several spirits. It's not just the child, right? Like they also have like 2 adult spirits that we have taken a look at in the past. This is just one of the latest entries into their diary of creepy shadow sightings, and I don't really think they really explored the history of those particular shadows. I know Luan said that there's actually a curse on his family. Who knows? I don't even know if they will ever get rid of that thing, but at least it gives us a lot of footage to take a look at, right? Where does it come from? We can't say. But I know that this is certainly creepy and deserves 8 skulls out of 10 for today. Nightmarish, creepy, no idea where it comes from, and let's see where this goes in the future. Now to another really unsettling capture. It reads as follows. This next photo was uploaded to Reddit by user Batwolf. He wrote, "This photo was taken by my friend who decided to take the photo because her dog kept looking at this part of the room. Her father recently passed away. She recognizes her father because of this specific shirt. Photo was taken at night with all windows having curtains closed. She saw it in real time and was pretty shaken up by it. She immediately woke her husband up." Oh, wow. That is certainly interesting. Capture. Look at that, guys. Huh. This does not seem normal to me at all. I'm not sure if this thing is even wearing a shirt. I mean, probably so. We can't see the face. It appears to be wearing a pair of jeans. Could this happen by double exposure? I mean, it's not throwing a shadow, which is kind of strange. And there's also no facial features at all, really, and there's a weird white glow right next to the head of that thing. Take a look here. See that white glow here? Maybe that's just part of the flash, or if there was a flash involved in that image, I don't know. It's hard to say. It is quite intriguing. It looks amazing. It could be a real ghost capture, guys. What do we give that? 7.5? 8 skulls out of 10? Well, I certainly think that could be fair. A solid 7.5 skulls. Creepy. The next clip is from one of my other favorite channels called The Fourth Wall. Make sure to check them out, please, because they have a ton of amazing creepy stuff. The story reads as follows. The uploader was visiting a cemetery late at night when they heard strange noises. Assuming it was simply an animal, he went looking around for the source of the sound, filming in case he captured something interesting. However, of course, he found no animal. Let's see what he managed to capture then, guys. I mean, this does not sound like an animal to me. That's the first thing that I'm thinking. This sounds very human. Can't make out what it's saying though, if that's human, like any kind of language. It's pretty brave though. Would you just, you know, go investigating if you were alone on a graveyard? Quite mysterious. This does seem to appear out of nowhere. Is it somebody in a hoodie? Then it's just gone, huh? Look at that. Well, the way the... Oh, can we make a face out of here? It's hard to say. I need to zoom into that a little bit. I mean... Oh, this is really tough to rate properly. Because this could either just be a skit from the uploader, you know, that literally was putting one of his old black sweaters on and just waiting, you know, to either play a prank on somebody, or it was a setup in the first place. But this is just because I feel it does look like fabric, like just a sweater. That's why I can't say 100%. I mean, it is creepy. It does not sound like an animal in my book. It does sound pretty human. Whatever was unfolding here that night, your guess is as good as mine. 6.5 skulls out of 10. It has its charms, but I feel we have seen creepier that feel more real. You know what I mean? I hope you agree with my rating on that one. The following is a creepy incident that took place one night in the home of Brandy, who's living there together with her partner and kid. She moved into this place recently and has noticed some really curious things happening in there. Doors were banging in the night and the lights malfunctioning, but they even heard some really creepy noises every now and then. After some pretty mild activity, Brandy could capture something really inexplicable that made it hard for her to stay at her own home. Well, let's take a look at that mild activity first, I guess. It says that her sister was over that night, and they heard some really weird things coming out of that room to the right. They, of course, went investigating.
Girl, there ain't nothing back there, I'm telling you.
The light just went off.
The light went off. Not necessarily paranormal, but...
Nothing back there, right?
There's nobody back here.
I told you.
Well, they look certainly afraid. Look at her face. I would say there's something going on in this nice little place.
There's never... Oh my god! 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 Oh my god!
Alright, it turned off. I saw that. I mean... It could have several causes though. This is also from her sister's view, I suppose. Or happening a few minutes after.
No! 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 No!
The light definitely turned off again. But the real stuff really apparently happened a few days after that. Once Brandy came home from work and nobody else was supposed to be home, and she saw this though.
Well, me and my kid just got back from eating dinner.
Or they ate dinner, fair enough.
My bedroom light is on, which is strange because I don't remember leaving it on.
Are you sure?
So I have to say, whenever you involve kids, you know, if like, let's just assume this stuff is not real, I don't think it's a nice idea to scare them in any way. So it's like a real incident.
Yeah, I'm sure I didn't leave it on. Come on. Listen, I'm gonna walk inside real fast. I want you to wait out here for me.
I'll stay right by the door.
Yeah, I want you. Oh my god.
Oh wow, look at that. There is a shadow. Appearing out of nowhere though, it appears.
Somebody broke into her.
Is that a shadow?
Yeah. I don't know.
That
Mom,
is...
go.
Oh,
And the light turned off.
That's definitely something.
Jaden, yeah, it is. Go next door. Go next door and get your icy, okay? If you hear me scream, y'all hear me scream,
Then it's probably too
call
late.
911.
Okay.
Okay?
Then I'm gone. Just pack your stuff and leave once you hear me scream. Well, we have that.
I want you. Oh my god.
It's interesting. I wouldn't even know if a person would be in there, how this angle is even possible, you know, like to establish, like, because that thing would be huge. If it's just a regular person, you know, like that person would have
Oh my
to
god. Somebody broke into her.
And the movement of that thing also does not look human to me. I really have no idea where this shadow is coming from. And then the light turning off.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. If it was not her husband, we just take her word for it. Because I don't hope that she wants to just scare her kid for views. Then we have to assume that there is something else going on. And it maybe, you know, has a portal in that house where it can just come through. And it was spooking them that night. What do you think? I think it's a scary incident. I rated 8.0 out of 10 skulls though. It is unsettling. It could be the beginning to something way worse, right? But 8 out of 10 skulls, guys. Now let's take a look at a new clip from Dino Nuggets. I really like that dude, guys, so if you check out any channel, make sure Dino Nuggets gets you a view. I love featuring him, you guys probably know that. Dino has been documenting the haunting in his home for months now, and he's had some seriously terrifying occurrences happen. It's not strange in that house for doors to slam on their own, objects to fly out of drawers or fall off tables, or for TVs to turn on for themselves. He's even had the occasional shadow figure make their appearance before. He did. Man, I don't know what's going on in his basement, but something's quite not right in there. Some are saying that this is the most terrifying paranormal encounter on his account to date. Well, now I really need to see that. Let's watch together, guys. So they're making their way down into the basement again. I don't know if that's his son, his nephew, a friend of somebody else.
Did you hear that? It's down here. We got it.
There's also... It's a basement. Of course it's not smelling pleasantly, little man. Do you guys remember, like, that shadow thing was right behind the boiler here, and it was circling around, and it was also seen at the wall.
Okay, we're gonna go. You go this way too. Stay close to me. Fuck.
What was that? Was that a cry?
Dude, stop. Stay by me.
Always stay with the adult. What's that? Glass? A penny?
Don't move. I know.
It's quite interesting why it's also happening in an unfinished basement, right? What is the history of that place?
You smell it.
Oh, maybe it is a foul stench. I actually thought the little kid was just not respectful. Oh! He asked if he farted. That might be sulfur. That might be a sign of the devil.
It's winter time. Oh, fuck. Cover, stop. What the fuck? Alright. We're gonna make a run for it.
Oh, what was that? Is that just a reflection of something? Look. Is that a pair of eyes? Is that a piece of the boiler? That's weird.
It's gonna just go.
What is that? Wow.
No. We gotta get
There it was. I saw it. You saw it
What are
too.
we gonna do? No, stop. Here. I gotta go. No. We make a break. There's nothing there. Stay by me. Stay right behind me.
Well, at this point, the best idea, especially if you have a kid with you, is to just bolt out of there. Just make a quick escape, right? I would just run. I would leave that little boy right behind and make sure I'm out of there.
This is a bad idea. Just chill out.
What is that? Look, there's somebody at the stairs.
Oh, shit, It's still there. It's still there. It's still there.
Why is it so?
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna
I
do?
don't know.
This, I love his reaction, by the way. Looked different though than what we saw initially. This looked like it could have been a person. That other thing looked like.
No, I don't.
Look! It's like that thing doesn't even have legs. This thing does not even have legs. It's just hanging like in.
Hold on. Oh God!
Yeah.
No.
What better words to find for that? And then look. Now this thing is gone. It's not hanging anymore. But this. It's like somebody is leaning in from the right side looking at Dino. How do we explain this, guys? If it is not somebody else from the family, a friend perhaps, there's something sinister living in that basement. I rate this clip in terms of creepiness a 9.5 today. This is so far my favorite. It might as well be the winner of the day. I mean, who can beat that, right? 9.5 skulls for this masterpiece from Dino. Congratulations. Yeah, and I hope to see you soon again for the next episode. Probably next week somehow. Take care, guys. I love you all. Thanks for watching. And please, please, please stay frosty.